Hi guys, Teacher Mark here. I've had some students writing in the comments if I could do some phrasal verbs review. Well, that's what we're going to do today. But let me just give you some advice when it comes to learning phrasal verbs. First thing, do not look at a phrasal verb as in a split set of words. Try to keep it as one word with one meaning. That will make it easier for you to remember. Secondly, I'm not going to teach you phrasal verbs, for example, phrasal verbs using the verb run, run off, run in, run out. I'm not going to do that either, because I think that is very confusing for you. If in the future you try and remember which one of those run phrasal verbs means what, you're probably not going to remember. You're going to get confused. Oh, was it run out? Was it run in? So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to mix up some phrasal verbs and I'm then going to put them into a context, like a story or a dialogue, which is what I've got by here, and then I'll go through them with you that way. It makes it a bit easier to remember them. And lastly, do not be concerned if you cannot remember all these phrasal verbs. Man, there are over 4,000 phrasal verbs in English. You are not going to remember them all. I do not know them all. But there are some phrasal verbs that get used more than others. So I will go over them with you, but I will also go over them with you in sections. So for example, I will probably only do about 6 phrasal verbs with you at any one time in any one video. So otherwise you'll just be overloaded with too much information. So stay tuned and keep watching, because I'm about to start with some phrasal verbs for you now. Okay, so behind me I have a dialogue between two friends. We have Paul and we have Martin. They're talking to each other, and this is the conversation. Let's have a look at it. Hi Martin, I haven't seen you in ages. I was going to look up your number and call you. Hi Paul, I've been very depressed. My wife left me. That's awful. What happened? I messed up. I bought a new car and I didn't consult her first. She packed up her bags and she went to live with her sister. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's meet up for a drink later in the week. That should cheer you up. By the way, what's your wife's name? That sounds nice. Her name is Sandra. She goes by Sandy. Okay, so this dialogue has a few phrasal verbs in it. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes, and I would like to see if you can find the phrasal verbs in this text. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Welcome back, guys. So, how did you do? Did you manage to pick up all the phrasal verbs? First, I'm going to show you all the phrasal verbs, and then I'm going to explain to you exactly what they mean. So, our first phrasal verb was look up. Second one, messed up. Third, packed up. Fourth, meet up. Fifth was cheer up. And our final one, number 6, was goes by. Okay, so, did you manage to get all of them? Well, do you know what they all mean? Let's go through them. Let's make sure you understand all these phrasal verbs. So then, these are all the phrasal verbs that we just went through in that dialogue. But what do they mean? Okay, so, to look up, the first one, to look up. Look up means to find information. To find information. So in the dialogue, he was going to look up his friend's phone number. So he was going to find his friend's phone number. Okay, so the next one, to mess up. Now, this is not good. To mess up means that you have made a mistake. Normally quite a big mistake. Can you remember what he messed up? He had messed up with his wife. He had made a mistake with his wife because he bought a brand new car and he just didn't talk to her about it first. It's not a good thing. I'm married, I know. To pack up. To pack up. What's pack up? In the dialogue, she packed up her things. In other words, she collected all her belongings. So she collected all her belongings and she took them with her. So this is regularly used in places like hotels. Before you leave the hotel, you will pack up all your belongings, all your things, and you will take them with you. Okay, next one. To meet up. To meet up. This is quite a common phrasal verb. This means to get together with your friends or your family. So, to meet up. To get together. To get together with someone or a group of someone's. The next one. To cheer up. To cheer up. Now, if someone is very, very depressed, then you want to make them happy. So you need to cheer them up. So you need to make them happy. So to become happy. Become happy. Okay, cheer up. To make someone smile again. We all want that, don't we, guys? The last one, to go by. Now, can you remember when this was used in the dialogue? No? If you remember, Paul asked Martin, what is your wife's name? And he told him, Martin told Paul, my wife's name is Sandra, but she goes by, to go by, but she goes by Sandy. So in this context, it was used to tell someone that your name is more often used as a shorter version. So for example, let's look at the name Richard. Richard. Most people will normally call Richard Rich. What about Simon? Some people will call, well, a lot of people will not call Simon Simon, it's too long, so they will just call him Si. Hey Si, how are you doing? So to go by is a name that you go by that's shorter than your normal one. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you learned some new phrasal verbs, and I hope you want to subscribe to my channel. Take care guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.